a crazy overgrown bush down there. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I thought I would talk about how to prepare yourself for a date. Not everybody knows how to do this, and there's not really a rule book for it, so I think I should share some of my expertise, if you will. Just kidding, I don't have any expertise. But I thought it would be a great idea to share some of my experience with you guys in helping you to prepare for your next date or hookup, whatever you prefer. So let's get right into this. First, I want to give a shout out to my very much appreciated Patreon members. My number of members is constantly growing, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you guys over there for supporting me on Patreon. If you want to get to know me better, definitely check out my Patreon. I share a lot of intimate information over there, and it's a great way to connect with me on a deeper level. So check out my Patreon, guys. So getting ready for a date can definitely be intimidating. A lot of us don't know how to do it, and we kind of learn as life goes on, and through the process of trial and error, we can kind of hone in on our personal style and the way that we want to portray ourselves to the world. I think it's extremely important to feel confident when you're going on a date. And one of the best things that you can do to feel confident and to feel your best is to buy yourself a new outfit. This may seem kind of unnecessary, but in the grand scheme of things, image is everything, especially on a date. The first impression is usually something that sticks with somebody when they first see you. It only benefits you in the end if you can look your best and feel your best when you're showing up on that date. I suggest buying a whole new outfit, such as a new shirt, new pair of jeans, and definitely a new pair of shoes. A lot of people focus on shoes when it comes to an outfit, especially men. And shoes can tell a lot about a person. If the shoes are worn out and kind of raggedy and look like they've seen better days, you can probably infer that that guy might not care so much about his looks, which is totally fine. But if you look at somebody that's maybe wearing, a nice pair of leather or casual boots, you can tell that, okay, wow, this guy likes spending a little bit more money on his appearance, and you can get a lot of information from looking at somebody's shoes. So definitely get yourself a new outfit so you can feel your best and look your best. If you guys are going bowling, for example, don't dress up to the nines. Like, wear a nice pair of jeans, maybe a nice button-up shirt, and some casual shoes, such as, I don't know, a nice pair of Sperry's or something that you can still move in. I wouldn't necessarily wear like a chukka boot or any kind of boot or dressy kind of shoe to bowling, just because you're going to be moving around a lot and you don't want the click-clack of your shoes to just be like distracting. Now, if you were going to a nice restaurant, definitely try to look your best. Don't overdo it, but try to find that middle point, that sweet spot where you feel comfortable, you don't feel overdressed, but you know that you look good. Definitely spend some time in the mirror. Check out Nordstrom. If you're not the best with stylizing clothes and putting together an outfit, you can actually get a personal shopper in the men's section. So I definitely suggest that to some of you out there that might not feel the most confident when it comes to putting different colors together and stuff like that. So check out Nordstrom. They're awesome when it comes to that. And they sell really nice clothes. Another thing, make sure that you manscape. If it's been a while since you've been on a date and you've forgotten kind of how to prepare yourself and you've let your mojo deplete a little bit, make sure that you manscape, because it shows that you take care of yourself, especially if things get to that point on the first date, which sometimes they do. So when I say manscape, I would suggest trimming down there, making sure that you don't have a crazy overgrown bush down there, because some people like that, but overall it's a turnoff and it just is not a good reflection on you. So make sure that you're trimmed down there, make sure that you're nicely shaven, or at least trimmed, a trimmed beard, a trimmed mustache. Just put some effort into manscaping and making sure that your nose hair is not hanging out under your nose, or like your ear. Some people grow a lot of hair inside of their ears, stuff like that. Even your eyebrows. There's so much that men can do to improve their look that we forget about as men. So definitely take into account manscaping when you're preparing for your date. Make sure that you're well rested the night before. It's so important that you don't have bags under your eyes and that you're not visibly stressed or tired when you're showing up to that first date. You really just want to, put forth your best image and your best self. And if you think living off of 3 or 4 hours of sleep is getting you there, it's not. And it can be a turnoff sometimes when people look at somebody and they're like, dang, that guy needs a nap or like something, a spa day. So definitely, take into account your skin. And some people, if they drink a lot, drinking a lot can really affect your skin. And sometimes you can even tell if somebody drinks a lot by looking at them. So just try to, cleanse yourself a little bit, at least the day before a date, to ensure that you feel your best and that you look your best. Try your hardest to clear your mind of stress that you might be dealing with in your life, such as overdue bills or roommate problems or friendship issues, anything like that. Try to kind of leave that at home when you're going on a date, because it can sometimes come out if you're holding a lot of that within. So try your hardest to be your authentic self and to leave all the stress at home. I know it's hard and it sounds impossible, but it is possible. And you just have to reaffirm to yourself that this is going to be a good date. I'm going to be the best that I can and give my best effort, and we'll see how it goes. Don't overthink it and start expecting all of these possibilities out of one date. So one tip I forgot to mention, and this is for the guys. This kind of goes back into manscaping. Sometimes we do hook up on the first date. It's just inevitable, and sometimes it just happens. It's your responsibility to be prepared for that. And when I say that, I mean make sure that you are cleaned out, make sure that you didn't just eat a 5-course dinner the night before, and clean out, take the proper measures such as using an enema and ensuring that you're clean down there, because that's the last thing you want, is to hop into bed with somebody and get super excited, and then right at that moment things end and it's just a nightmare. It's super important that you can feel prepared in that aspect as well. I just wanted to add that in. Guys, it's also important that you don't use too much cologne. Some people are very sensitive to strong smells, and that can be a turnoff. And I know some colognes are just rank, and I've smelled people where you can just tell that they've done and it's just like a trail of aroma that follows them throughout the whole day. And it never smells good. Even if it's the best scent in the world, it never smells good, because too much of anything is not good. So make sure you don't use too much cologne. My rule of thumb is 2 sprays right here on the wrist, on the skin, make sure it's on the skin, and then rub them together, and then one. So, and that lasts all day for me. So I would suggest 1, 2, 3, 4. When you are getting to the date, make sure that you are early. Do not be on time. Be early. At least 10 minutes early, because you guys have to take into account traffic, any sort of mishap that might happen, such as you have to stop at the gas station, or you have to go help somebody out with something real quick. Anything. If you just plan to get somewhere right on time, you're never going to get there on time. So plan at least 10 minutes early for a date, because it's a good reflection on you. It shows that this date meant a lot to you. And then if the other person is late, you can kind of make your decision of, oh, okay. And if they're really late, it's like, oh, okay. You also have to think of parking. If you're driving yourself somewhere or even Ubering somewhere, you typically have to park or get dropped off and then walk to the destination. So always make sure that you're at least 10 minutes early. Now, when you get to the date, make sure that you're not uncomfortable and, shy and quiet, because that can make another person feel uncomfortable. So make sure that you're, taking things slow, but also looking them in the eyes and not just like talking to them like this, because I've met people that literally will talk to you and look anywhere else but your eyes, and it's the weirdest thing to me. It makes you feel like they're being inauthentic. So eye contact is very important, as well as taking things slow. Do not overshare. Start with small talk. So start with, what do you do? Or, are you from Arizona? What brought you out here? What is your favorite song right now? Anything like that, just to kind of get the ball rolling. Those are called icebreakers, and they help to kind of get to know the person, but also it doesn't make them feel like they're divulging too much into their personal business on the first date. You want to make sure that you leave something to be desired when the date is over. So, like I said, don't share your entire life story. I've done that before, and before I knew that, I was like, why? What did I do? Like, why is he turned off of me now? Why is he not really like getting back to me, my text messages? It's not a great feeling, you know. It makes you judge yourself and wonder why you do stupid things, but you know, you have to use things like that as a lesson, and that's why I'm coming to you guys now and expressing the importance of not oversharing. Leave questions unanswered in a way. And when I say that, you know, share a little bit about a topic, but not the whole story. But don't lie. Be 100% authentic, but, you know, don't go all the way there. Because if it's meant to be and you guys are meant to be together in any way, they'll find out later on. Sometimes you know immediately, I don't want to see that person ever again. And sometimes you don't. I'm not jumping to see them again. And then sometimes it's like, oh, I wish I could go home with them. And sometimes you do go home with them that day. But the best dates are the ones that leave something to be desired. So if you really liked the person after the date, don't be clingy. Don't send a million text messages saying how much you enjoyed the date and saying how much you can't wait to see them again. And just how much you're falling for them, because that is a turnoff. Most people do not like the clinginess. You know, it's kind of like a game. Dating is kind of a game. You have to play the game in order to win the game. Don't express too much of your emotions too soon, because that can be dangerous. And some people will take advantage and start to play you and play like they like you and, you know, get certain things out of you and leave certain questions unanswered and just make you wonder, like, what are we? So don't go down that path. Make sure that you know how you stand after that first date. So yes, don't send a million text messages to this person pouring your heart out, because then you're going to get way too emotionally involved. It's going to start affecting your productivity throughout the day, and it's literally going to be the only thing on your mind. And you're going to think that you're in love, but you're not. You're just anxious because you don't know if that person likes you. It's happened to me multiple times. That might be why I've taken a break from dating for a while, but we'll have to talk about that at a different time. If you didn't like the person and you didn't have the courage to kind of express that after the date, I would go ahead and not waste any time and, you know, send a text, not brutal in any way, but just express how you feel. Explain to them, you know, I'm gonna keep searching, but it was great to meet you. And don't be rude. Don't burn any bridges in life, even if somebody doesn't like you either. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. That's my belief. So don't force anything. If you force it, it's gonna come back and bite you in the butt. Those are my tips of how to prepare for a date/hookup, guys. Dating is fun, but it is a game, and it's up to you to learn how to master that game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.